Welcome back to another episode. Thanks for joining us. Today is going to be a little different. My local post lady has a little Jeep Cherokee. She uses, to deliver the mail in a bit of a rural area. So she got this SafeDrive Pro Plus pedal installation. Goes on the passenger side, so she can sit there and control the pedals, and it comes with a little stick so you can do the steering wheel as well. So only needs basic hand tools. We're going to just have a bit of a rundown as far as the tools. The instructions say a drill, socket wrench, screwdriver set, adjustable crescent wrench, or adjustable hammer, depending on what you'd like to use it for. So that could just be a socket set or whatnot as well. Finding the right size rather than a crescent wrench. Crescent wrench will go to nothing. But we're going to do it maybe, not necessarily exactly as the instructions say. We may have a little twist on it. It is a fairly late model car, and she may not want holes in the passenger floor. When it comes time to sell, you don't want giant holes in the passenger floor. It's not necessarily ideal. So I'm going to have a look at seeing what I've got as far as metal. I may do a plate, bolt it to the seat base so it's not going to go anywhere, make it adjustable so if she wants to go forward or back. We'll come to that in a moment, I guess. But here's the pedal box. It's quite well made. It's got a lockout pin, in case you have a passenger in there and just trying to do the old funky. So that's pretty handy. Comes with the cables, and I believe comes with an extra set of cables, which is pretty nice. Obviously all the mounting hardware, and the hardware here on the cables is already installed, and some other bits and bops. We'll get to that. I think this is the part that mounts onto the floor, so we'll have a look and we'll get started. So every vehicle will be a little different for access, but I think most modern vehicles you'll find that as far as passing through, they generally have some good hidey hole pokey through spots. So this is just poke through to the other side. So we've pulled the carpet back so we can see the firewall here. Obviously this has got lots of sound deadening and padding, so we'll have to find where we need to cut that out to access the actual metal floor. But here's the pass through. So that was pretty easy, step number one, and then we'll figure out which one goes to which, and we'll start mounting and see where we need to put the holes through the floor. I will also just be doing it how it says in the instructions, and then any modifications I make, I will disclaim that this is of my own doing and not necessarily recommended as the instructions say, but it's just for my application. Okay, running into our first problem. Brake pedal, nice and slim. Brake pedal, giant, boxy, not slim. I think this is basically very typical of any new Chrysler product nowadays. I think even the Fiats are very similar. So that's the we're going to overcome that. We'll find a solution. But also on the gas pedal, it's got this sharp bit that comes down to add support, so this bracket won't go high enough either. On the picture it normally goes up, but I think we can work around that. It comes with this little T-piece that bolts to the floor to be able to put the gas pedal cable through. So I think that'll work right there, and then the gas pedal cable will go right there. So that will be fine, but we do need a solution for the brake pedal situation. So clearly this tiny little bracket is just not going to have the distance to be able to do that. So let me have a look. I'll see what I can make happen. Okay, this is what I've come up with. It is quite elaborate. So obviously we do not want to modify the pedal. That can cause other safety hazards. So the way this works is this is the bolt through, and it basically just works as a locator for there. Slides over, actually bent it to the same contour, and then it goes around and grabs the pedal like so, and has a reinforcing brace right there. Then we're going to mount the little factory, well, I say factory, the little kit on top like so. And then as we're going to pull it, all it's going to want to do is just pull the whole pedal down as it should. So yay! Let's make the mount for the cable on the floor there. This is what I made to mount the cable to. So this is going to be the throttle cable side. Obviously it's braced and welded, plug welded. And then this is going to be the one where the brake pedal goes. There we go. And it's also braced across there. And it's going to line up with the holes underneath here, underneath there, right there and there. Those two holes are going to line up under here. Just not a whole lot of room. That's going to go under. So I'm going to get some black paint, and we'll paint that one, and we'll paint the one that attaches to the pedal, and then we'll be ready to assemble. Let me shed a bit of light on the subject. So this is how I got it mounted up. As I said, this plate here we mounted behind the brake master cylinder slash booster using the original brackets. It didn't have any black paint, it had brown, so that's what we got. So this one was the one that went around the brake pedal to grab it. Obviously it's braced, so we don't have any fatigue. And then on this side, hang on, that's where the throttle little cable bolts on. So let's have a little look a bit further back, see if we can get the full picture, a bit of light on the subject. So we start from the beginning. Cables come through that side. I mean, you can put the little plastic panel back on here and cut little grooves for the cables to run. My suggestion would be just take it off, leave it off until you're ready to sell it, then just pull all this stuff back through, put your cover on, nothing happened. But bracket for the brake, we'll do a little demonstration. I'm sorry to the guys at Drive Safe, but you know, I had to make up my own because the kit wouldn't work for this application. So let's have a look on the passenger slash new pedal controller side. Here we go. As I said, what I was trying to go for was the less holes in the floor the better. I did do one hole here, but I poked this under the carpet, and you can see under here there's a mount to some pre-existing mounts. So that sits there nice and neat. Obviously bolted here for the floor. All your force is pushing against the floor anyway, so these are just really to hold it located. This obviously goes through the floor. Whenever you're doing holes in the floor, it is a good idea, oh, let's have a look under here, to do a big plate so we don't just pull it right through. And I just put a bit of silicone all the way around on the inside and just spooged it up, just to help, you know, prevent some water intrusion. So I'm sitting at the new control situation. Let's start it up and see how it all works. So ready? Boom, boom. Then obviously the brake. do a little reverse, foot on the brake, oh, back it up. So everything works as it should. Your application might be different. This is how I achieved the appropriate result with my application. So the very last task is this SafeDrive Postal steering stick. So let's get that installed. I imagine that should be pretty straightforward and not a whole lot of modification because steering wheels are generally all round. So let's take care of that. These are the items that come in that little steering stick deal. Our first impressions doesn't get much easier than that. Obviously a ball has a little thread screw in the end here. Pretty simple. And this goes on the steering wheel. Actually, I really like the design. It's got a little, just a little peg that sits in. Push it in, locked. Very simple, locked. And then you press the little button, and it comes out. Quite simple. So all we have to do is undo those, attach it to the steering wheel in a, you know, an appropriate location wherever you feel. I think on the bottom or somewhere out of your normal driving position would be the best location. So let's see what we can do. This is the location I chose. Obviously you can put it wherever your preference is, but I feel if you're driving it in you know, just regular position, that you wouldn't necessarily want it where you're going to put your hands. So somewhere down here I think is probably the ideal spot. So a little rod, we're going to put it in easy with two hands, boom, and there we go. Works just as prescribed. Let's see how it is from the passenger seat. Make sure it's going to be happy with the engine running. I imagine it'll work fine with a lot of ease with the power steering, so let's try that. So from this position, you know, it's good for your adjusting. You can do the full loop if you need to. It'd probably take a bit of practice, but you know, I guess that's what it's all about. A bit of a learning curve. Obviously the brakes and everything work, so I think she'll be a lot happier driving from this side, delivering mail. Her poor car's a little scratched up, so that'll help prevent more of that. Alright, final thoughts and review. I think it's a good product. I mean, it's made really well. As far as this application, needed a bit of modifying. I think somebody with mild skills with a welder and a grinder could achieve it. It's definitely different solutions than I made for this application. It could have gone straight to the firewall, a few brackets here and there would have made it maybe not easier, but definitely, whatever your circumstances are, you could have changed it up some. I think this kit's probably better for maybe like an older model, maybe like a Wrangler or something like that. But as far as using the pedals and all this stuff, good quality, will work on any application. The little sticky thing, that's the same. It's really good. I like the little quick disconnect. That works good. So hey, thanks for watching. If you were mildly entertained, leave me a thumbs up.